I'm an accidental actor. I never wanted to be an actor.
What I want the industry to change is that a lot of times, even after being in the industry for so many years, it gets really difficult for me to approach a director or a casting director कि भाई मुझे एक audition तो करने दो.
With outsiders, you associate them to be underdogs. So that's why there's a lot of positivity for them. But even in the world of insiders, there might be some underdogs who are insiders.
I got obsessed with this thing. I had this OCD at that, and that's quite something you remember.
I remember.
I had a problem with 8.
8. The
I had a
number
problem
8.
with 8 and 13.
8 marks, sir.
Yeah, but right
No,
now
it's
I've
a good
realized.
thing.
No,
It's a
I've
good
realized right
positive
now.
thing.
I've realized that through my life, I've realized most of the good things that have happened to me have been 8 and 13.
It does feel exhausting. I think more than I think playing a character, things like showing up, being out there, being heard, being seen, it does get exhausting to some extent.
I've always, sometimes people have pointed a finger and said that, you know, it's not good to be brutally honest sometimes, and it's not good to say the truth sometimes. And I get, I've got that foot in the mouth syndrome many a time. But I feel that this is me, and my whole motto is, you know, you take it or leave it.
But at the end of the day, it's the Friday that decides everything, and no one comes and helps you out.
Hi, this is Sheetal Shenoy and you are watching Pinkvilla. Joining me today is the cast of a show who is actually going to be revealing the biggest trade secrets of showbiz. And you know what? This show is torn between two facts, whether cinema dhanda hai ya dharma. And the narrative has changed because अब web series भी सिर्फ 3 चीज़ों की वजह से चलती है, which is entertainment, entertainment and entertainment. And इसी entertainment की वजह से let me tell you that this Showtime is going to be like never before. Let's welcome Emraan Hashmi, Mihir Desai, Shriya Saran and Mahima. Hi.
That's a great introduction.
That's because I loved it. I
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Binge watched in one go.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely
Thank
loved
you.
it, yeah.
How cool.
But
Not
we
gonna
loved
give-
your intro.
Oh, thank you.
It was cool.
Thank you. You know, I'm going to start off with you, Emraan. I just want to mention that 21 years in the industry, right?
Yeah.
From Footpath to now Showtime.
Yeah.
What has changed for you over the course of time?
Well, it's funny you asked that because my name in my first film also is Raghu.
Yeah.
My father was Raghu.
Full circle.
Oh, wow. So
Full
it's been a wonderful journey.
Right.
You know, I've had the privilege of working on such great projects, and I never really kind of gauge a project by its ultimate outcome. I think I've had the privilege of working with some fantastic people, creative people. I'm an accidental actor. I never wanted to be an actor. So there was this detour in my life in 2002 where I got the opportunity to face the camera. And yeah, I've loved every moment of it. And you know, like any experience in any profession, I've had ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I think I've learned more from the downs and the failures, and I've enjoyed the successes, and hopefully tried not to let them get to my head, but sometimes they have. But yeah, and I think this show is testament to that. I think it's all those things in my subconscious, my memory bank of my experiences in the industry, of the people that I've met. And it was such a revelation to have these fine people, Mihir, Archit, Sumit, pen and create this show, which is, it's the industry. It's how I've seen it, and even more so. And for the audience, it's going to be such a revelation.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, on that note, my next question is to everyone out there. That, you know, when you say outsiders, I feel that the audience is a little more accepting towards outsiders. But when you say insiders, they have this negative perception, right? So what, according to you, or why is there a negative perception attached to the word nepotism? We'll start with Mahima.
I think, you know, the nepotism is something which not only exists in Bollywood or entertainment industry, it's a universal phenomenon, and there is nothing that you can do about it. And yes, having said that, some opportunities, or maybe everybody from a certain privileged background do get there first easily, but it's not their fault that they come from that family too. I mean, tomorrow, 15 years later, when I have a kid, and if him or her wants to break into industry, obviously, I mean, I'll do everything that I can. So I don't think we should target them, because it's really, it isn't their fault. And yes, it does get tough for the outsiders to be able to even get their first opportunity, to be able to even make to those conversations of rooms where probably, you know, because not every casting director is casting for the primary cast. right? So I think as far as both insiders and outsiders coexist, it's a beautiful thing. And मुझे ऐसा सच में लगता है कि it's the audience who makes anybody a star, or it's them who accepts people that they see. Yeah.
I think nepotism, we used it a lot. A lot, beyond a lot. What I feel should change is, what I want the industry to change is that a lot of times, even after being in the industry for so many years, it gets really difficult for me to approach a director or a casting director कि भाई मुझे एक audition तो करने दो. And so I feel it must be very difficult for someone who's starting off. So मुझे लगता है जो change होना चाहिए वो ये कि her director, her production house, I think they should do enough screen tests. So anybody and anyone can reach out and at least try their luck. At least you can go home with that beautiful sleep कि हाँ मैंने कोशिश तो की. So when you see that big, like when I came in the industry, my first screen test was with Madhavan, and it was for Rehna Hai. And I was a nobody. He actually gave me that time for me to do that screen test, which he didn't have to. But that left me with, and I didn't do the film, but it left me with the hope that I can try. I can at least try my luck. That's very important for anyone. Do you get certain benefits being born in a certain family? Yes, you do. But I also have those benefits. My mom's beautiful. My dad's, both of them are super intelligent. Do I get benefits? Yes, I do. But what I feel I wish I can have an access to is when a filana actor जो film industry से होता है, उनकी जो knowledge होती है of film industry is actually intense, and the kind of conversations they have and the kind of inside stories they know, and the way like they approach a character, because it's not the knowledge that you can learn in any institute. It's a knowledge that you've grown up with, that I feel is precious, which he has. Some of my other actor friends, they have. But at the end of the day, it's the Friday that decides everything, and no one comes and helps you out. So yeah, you have to do it for yourself.
So I think your question was, why do people negativity for insiders versus outsiders? I think because with outsiders you associate them to be underdogs, so that's why there's a lot of positivity for them. But even in the world of insiders, there might be some underdogs who are insiders. And the nepotism debate has been going on. It will continue. It's in every industry. Business folks have it.
Business have massive nepotism. You know why?
Yeah.
No one talks about it.
Yeah.
It's hugely nepotism.
Business, politics, everyone has it, and it will continue. Our show talks about it, touches upon it, but I just want to say that our show is a lot more than that. And there is some fun drama in it which gets diluted in this whole nepotism talk, which I hope once it comes out, people will enjoy watching. Yeah.
But also, I mean, why do you talk about nepotism when you go so crazy about any star kid? And so then don't go crazy about that, na? Like you actually, a lot of times, you actually suffocate them. Not just, I mean, it's hard because you're getting out of the place and you're taking their picture. A lot of them maybe don't want to be photographed like that. So don't do that and then say nepotism is whatever.
Well, of course, I mean, there definitely is an advantage for people in the industry to find inroads or just get your foot into the door when you want to have, just see your dreams fulfilled. But eventually, the audience decides. I mean, I, for one, have had the privilege of being part of a film family.
Yes.
I probably might not have got the grand launch that some other star kids would have had, but it was easy. It is tougher for someone, and I've seen it along the way before I got in the industry, because I have been an assistant director and I've seen that it is difficult. Forget about getting an audition or getting cast in a film. Even getting a meeting with the AD or an entry to the office and access to the office is difficult. Now, this is a kind of reality for the outsiders, but it's good to protest about it to a certain point. If you're going to use that as a crutch, I think therein lies the problem. Because then it becomes an excuse. it becomes an excuse and you start relying on that excuse. But there are more exceptions where they have people who've pushed through. And this excuse doesn't allow you to push through because you're constantly telling yourself the narrative that, okay, I can't get in because it's not going to be easy for me. But if you just change the narrative and say that, okay, this is my reality. If I were just to push a little bit more, that's my reality. That's the hand that's dealt to me. There are enough success stories of people from the outside than from the inside.
That's very well said, actually.
Yeah. Very well put.
Yeah. You know, as you mentioned earlier, that it's all about the Friday, right? That one particular Friday.
Yeah.
But when a show releases on an OTT platform, for you as a director, what is the measure of success for a show that's releasing on OTT?
Joke answer would be memes. the more the memes,
The more the memes, the more.
But I think we rely a lot on the platforms, Disney Plus, Hotstar, and whoever else we've worked with. They have a certain metric to which they measure, and the filmmaking style of a show is very different from a movie. Is because attention span is so critical. Your first 7 minutes have to hook you.
Yeah.
If as filmmakers we fail to make the first 7 minutes interesting, then we have to be ready for failure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as filmmakers, we just have to like really sort of look at how we are structuring the story. And so measure of success only Hotstar will be able to tell us. But for me, it's memes.
Memes, hands down.
Yeah.
You know, Shriya and both Emraan, after 2 decades, you guys are working together again after Awarapan. So I want to ask you, for you especially, what is that one thing that has stayed with Emraan, and what is that one thing that has stayed with Shriya even after so many years?
Shreya?
The
You
pigeons.
go first.
The pigeons, yeah. I actually think about pigeons when I think about you. Yeah. When I see you, that's the first thought that comes to my mind. She was, that is one film that's so close to my heart. And it's a film that's garnered so much of love and appreciation over the years. And it's just cumulatively gotten that way because of satellite viewings and DVD and, stuff on the internet. And she was such a wonderful addition in that film because she's kind of the fulcrum in the film. And that ties in why that character is doing what he is doing. And she's given such a nuanced performance in that film. And that's actually, for my filmography, that's one of my favorite films. And also she's fantastic
Our
in
favorite
the film.
too.
Thank you. So I'd seen all his films before, and I always do before I work with an actor. But his films I'd seen because they were really big films at that point of time. So I am thinking that here there is this actor with like huge ego and all of that. He's gonna walk in, but he's like really chill, relaxed. He was gonna get married then, just after that film.
2006,
Yeah. So we
I
were
got married
finishing
that
the film, and then he was gonna get married.
Yeah.
And so he's this really calm, sweet guy who knows all his lines, and he's like shit's going on, we're losing light, I have blood all over, I'm dying, but he's very calm. Like I remember him, like really calm, like he knows exactly, and his performance is exactly like what it has to be. It's not going up and down. Well, I don't know how to die. Like I've never done this before.
No, I'm fine.
How do I die? Mo's like, you are dying. Don't overact.
Seriously.
I don't know. I've never died before. Like I've heard.
That's
Like
the scene we had done in that
Yeah.
track, right? In Jaipur. We had
Yeah.
done it where he is
and people
dead
are going
and
mad
you're
about
like,
him because he's this big star, right? And everyone wants to take a picture with him. And Mohit is losing his shit. But he is calm, like nothing's going on. Like he's acting like he's in a movie studio.
So
Well,
I
I-
just yelled it out so that we could finish off that day really fast. And I yelled on top of my voice. And Shriya's actually opening her eye. She's yelling a bit too much.
Fun.
But yeah, and then he was obsessed with some number thing.
Yeah, you actually remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just... Actually, I should say this so. Yeah, I got obsessed with this thing. I had this OCD at that, and that's quite something you remember.
I remember.
I had a problem with 8.
8. The
Yeah, I had a
number
problem
8.
with 8 and 13.
8 marks, sir.
Yeah, but right
No,
now
it's
I've
a good
realized.
thing.
No,
It's a
I've
good
realized
positive
right now.
thing.
I've realized that through my life, I've realized most of the good things that have happened to me have been 8 and 13. But then
That's sorted.
I thought that 8 was bad for me because I used to tell my directors and producer, don't check me into the room which had a certain edition.
And it was 8.
You know, you see Rajiv's character
Yeah,
where he
yeah,
has
yeah.
these idiosyncrasies
Yeah,
about
yeah.
horoscope and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
That was me. That was me in
So
2006.
Abra finishes here. This is it. I have more to say. So then, we're in this haveli and everybody's one's room, somebody's room is here, somebody's here, and all of that. And then, so he made me believe that there was a ghost.
There was a ghost there.
In a haveli.
One of the guys got possessed in the set. Yeah.
I love it.
You know, while you guys are talking about this, it just feels like a reunion altogether. On that note,
Yeah.
is there going to be a part 2 to Awarapan? If you're going to talk.
I would be up for it if there was a
But
part
I've
two.
anyway died now. What will I do in that?
No, it could be a prequel.
Rebirth.
It could be a
Prequel.
prequel. Yeah, it could be a prequel. I would love to be part of it, but you have to get the right story.
Right, yeah. Talking about Showtime itself, that back in the days, I feel that life for a director or an actor was much easier because aao, set pe kaam karo, then you wait for the Friday release, you get to know whether it's a blockbuster or a flop, and then you move on to the next project, right? But now things have changed because of internet and social media and all of that, right? And for you all, as an actor, as a director, you need to think twice before saying something because people are so quick to judge you and quick to pick on things that you might have just said out of, context or in that particular situation, right? So as actors, does it get really pressurizing for you guys to, look a certain way, say a certain things or be a certain way? We'll start with you.
On television, I feel I think we had this discussion on set that things were much simpler because आप set पे आके अपना काम करते थे and 30 days a month you're like constantly at it and then go back home and life is simple. But right after the transition, I realized that no, I mean there is more to it. Obviously, there are terms like marketing, PR, brand, all these things, and something that you're not. I mean, I wasn't prepared for because I didn't even know that. I will actually end up doing a film. But I think it's something which is, at the end of the day, a part of your job. So I think whether you like it or not, but you have to probably, maybe, I mean, it'll come to you in some time, but you can't deny that. It does feel exhausting. I think more than playing a character, things like showing up, being out there, being heard, being seen, it does get exhausting to some extent.
Shriya?
In my case.
I didn't even have a PR till the last, this last 1 year I decided to have one. I kind of live in that whole world where, I don't know, I think it's nostalgia where, when I started acting, there were no vanity vans to the ही नहीं. सब बाहर पेट के नीचे बैठ के बात करते थे. We all ate together, we all chilled together. Movie song ke wo cassettes hote the, and then you still use that pencil to rewind and tape and all that drama, so I miss that time. But abhi it's very different.
It's very different.
Abhi to you need PR, now you need Instagram, somebody who handles that. I still don't have, I handle my own. PR was also like after my life, they're like, you're mad, like you don't understand. I'm like, no, I don't understand. Why do I have to be seen so many times? But it's just different now. And scrutinizing what you're saying, what you're not saying, all of that.
It can get a little pressurizing.
No, it is pressurizing. On one hand, you feel that you've got to be yourself, your personality should shine through what you're going to say. But the minute the cameras turn on, there's always a fear because of what we've seen happen to people. So it is there. It's very real.
Imran?
I don't know. I just kind of compartmentalize those things. I don't really think about them much because ultimately it's the process of filmmaking and everything else at the peripheral. You can't really buy too much into the publicity and the perception of you because that's something that is not in your hands. So you just be yourself. And I've always, sometimes people have pointed a finger and said that, it's not good to be brutally honest sometimes and it's not good to say the truth sometimes. And I've got that foot in the mouth syndrome many a time. But I feel that this is me. And my whole motto is, you take it or leave it. I'm 40 years old right now. 40 going on 44, but right now I feel that as much as I have been in a situation in life when I wanted the acceptance, I wanted the validation when I just started off at 21. But now I'm like, take it or leave it. This is me. I know my plus points. I know my limitations. And if you don't like it, it's your problem.
Yeah, true. The answer to all my questions is Showtime. The minute people are going to watch it, they know what we're all talking about, right? So I've seen the show and I can't wait for the world to see it. So all the best. Releasing on 8th of March on Disney Plus Hotstar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.